Movement is medicine, and I need to talk to you perverts out there who seem to only care about these videos when I'm in a dress. That's it. We're going to go over lunges today. Hi-ya! I'll be honest, lunges are not my favorite exercise. And there's so many different variations we could go over today, but we're just going to go over forward and reverse lunges. We're going to keep it in one plane for today, so we're not doing side lunges or any of the other single leg lunge-like exercises. We'll do that in a different video. So the one most people know is the forward lunge. You want your legs to fall into around a 90-90 degree angle. So let me get more in position here, where you can see here, this leg, this knee is at 90 degrees, this leg and knee is around 90 degrees. Does not need to be perfect. However, you want to try to get it as close to this as you can. This front foot, you push through the heel using your glute and the quad in that leg, back leg for stability, and then you'd walk forward. The forward lunge can also be done stationary, just moving forward. Now, I can just reverse that and do a reverse lunge. And it's the same concept. I fall into a 90-90, and it is the front leg that is doing the work. The back leg, that is more of what's helping you with your balance. So, the single leg aspect of it is only for where the pressure and the emphasis is. Both legs still have a purpose. So it's important to keep both legs focused on what their job is during the motion. To make these easier, you could always grab onto something for balance, like this chair with my adorable cat, King Julian. If you want to make them harder, you can add some steps, add some weight. When I say steps, I don't necessarily just mean more lunges, although more lunges would be harder. A step would be, I'm thinking of, I like doing these reverse, so I'm going to go up here, a reverse lunge into a knee up. So what this does is it really emphasizes this leg's control on what's going on, because I take the balance aspect out of the back leg when I move backward, and now I have to balance on that leg as well, pushing my other leg up and forcing me to squeeze my glute and get what I believe to be a more full contraction throughout the motion. I think it is a more full movement than a normal lunge, the reverse lunge to a knee up. There's some other variations I can show you that can give you something different and still make it slightly harder. One of my favorites is adding some elevation. So I'm going to reverse lunge off of an elevated surface. This puts me away from the 90-90. Now, that actually gives me a better stretch in this glute, giving me more of a glute emphasis. And if I add a knee up to that as well, I get an incredibly big stretch and contraction in the leg I'm doing that with. So I can do these, and you'll notice my arm motions. I want my opposite arm to be opposite of the leg. So notice my right arm is up when my left leg is up, and then when I knee up, it's the opposite. It's just like running, which we haven't gone over running in this series yet. However, when you run, opposite arm and opposite leg move in tandem with each other. It's the same for the reverse lunges or normal lunges as well if you were doing something like this. Obviously, if there are weights in your hands, you're not going to be doing the same thing there. You'll probably do something like this, and that weight should honestly help stabilize you if you can hold the weight. If you can't stabilize with the weight, you just shouldn't be using weight. Hope that makes sense. Other general things to think about that we've gone over before in this series are, I want my feet spread out, toes spread, grabbing the ground. This is one of the reasons I don't like walking lunges where you're constantly changing which foot you're using. I like to do one leg at a time, so that way I can use whatever foot needs to grip the ground, and I can keep its stable position and go through the motion so much smoother, so much more confidently. Another thing I want you guys to keep in mind is keeping your heel on the ground. A lot of people, when they're doing any sort of leg movement, they want to be on their toes. You feel more comfortable bouncing and moving on your toes instead of your heels. We usually move forward as a society, as people. However, the heel is where a lot of your power is going to come from, and honestly, how you're going to engage your glutes the best. If I'm on my toes, it activates the front muscles because that's where the pressure and my center of gravity is. I can feel a quad stretch, not stretch, contraction, the moment I get up on my toes. It's not necessarily contracting a ton. It's more just taking the pressure of my body weight and gravity into the muscles that are just right above where my center of gravity is. If I'm on my heels, I feel a bit more in my hamstring because those muscles have to activate at least slightly to keep me from falling over. And that's all I got for you guys today. I'm going to be doing a movement-related video every day this month, as well as go live for at least an hour on my live streams to talk fitness, to talk movement, to do said things, and to give demonstrations for questions and comments, concerns you guys might have. So if you want to be a part of that, come on over to the streams. And remember,